Okay, part 4 of a 5-part series on getting the activities section done on the Common Application, because the Common Application is open and we need to get it together so we're not stressed at the end. So let's make it happen. I'm Marnie, co-author of The Business of You, co-founder of Blue, and we help students stand out on their college applications in a way that feels authentic to them so they get into the right schools. So we've brainstormed our activities. We've narrowed them down to the ones we're going to include. And now we need to think how we're going to write about it. So first, on the Common app, when you go to list your activities, there is a position. You have to click a tab that says yes if you had a title or a leadership position. That is where you put what you did for the organization. You are the captain, you are president and vice president. You are president, treasurer, and secretary. That all goes there. We're not wasting any character count on that because we have to squeeze impact into the rest of the essay or the rest of the 150 characters. So how are we going to do that? We need to include numbers where we can, not hours or weeks because they already have that. But I want you to think about this. Worked with a student today who had done a ton of ambassador type of work for their CTE programs. So he had gone to the elementary school, gone to the middle school, done career nights for the school, and he had said participated in. All right, we can do a lot better than that. And he just said participating and supporting, his school with being an ambassador of CTE programs. And I said, how many are we talking about? Because I want you to think about this. There are a lot of students that do that. Their favorite marketing teacher asks if they'll come stand at a table on back to school night, and they do. So they can write down the same thing that this kid wrote down, participated in CTE night at back to school. But this student told me he did it 2 or 3 times a year, every year since 8th grade. That's a way different program. So I said, you need to write down participated in 8, 10, whatever he figured out the number, CTE ambassador programs, and work to help students register for the appropriate program. So you could see not just the quantity that he had done, but the impact he had made on it. He said, oh, okay, then I should probably do that for the camps too. What do you mean by that? He said, well, I've been a camp counselor at this sleepover camp, and I've had 70 students. Yeah, that's way different than being a camp counselor for 5 students. So this is why numbers are critically important. I mean, aside from the really important ones, which are the test scores, these are also critically important because the college counselors, the college advisors cannot guess how much of an impact you've made. They only have the words in front of you, and you only have 150 characters to do it. So let's use some numbers. That'll make an impact. See you tomorrow.